You're late. What's up, world? We are back. It's your boy, KG, the Karaoke Oracle. And we gonna jump straight to season 2, episode 1. Can y'all dig it? Season 2, episode 1. Now, the first season, I gave you 16 songs, 16 of some of my favorite songs all time, some of them. And some of them were just relevant to what I wanted to talk about that week. But in previous episodes, come and get some soul food. Good old-fashioned soul food. All right. Everything is for free, as good as it can be. Come and get some soul food. That's right. Get your popcorn ready. Go tell a friend to tell a friend that, man, KasperG done came back with a season 2, y'all. Y'all better come get on it. Season 2, the Karaoke Oracle. Now, yes, I said the first season was 16 bars. 16 bars of my life, you know what I'm saying, on, you know, what I've been going through. And I pretty much left off, I was talking about my kids, and they are superstars in their own right. They superstars and they superheroes, you know what I'm saying? They my heroes, they my superstars, you know what I'm saying? And I just been on them like that they whole life, telling them that they are superstars and they superheroes at the same time. And we're gonna come in like the X-Men family, you know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother page. Right now we're gonna get back to, you know, my children being superstars as kids, and I go back and look at it, and I'm knowing that, man, I was a star when I was young. I just never acted like a star. I just, you know, never had that arrogance, you know what I'm saying? People mistake me for not being arrogant, not being cocky, not being, you know, like some kind of Billy Badass around here, knowing that, man, I got all the confidence in the world. I got all the confidence in the world in me and my abilities, you know what I'm saying? I'm done with trying to hide who I'm supposed to be. So I've just been giving y'all all of me, you know what I'm saying, giving y'all me to the world. And I'm just going to go all the way back to the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Not what made me want to write music, is I'm talking about what made me know that I was different from other children, you know what I'm saying? More than just being in these books and being in the streets per se, you know what I'm saying? I got more knowledge, you know, just from learning and reading and studying, you know what I'm saying, everything about what's right now and history, you know what I'm saying, to be able to put the puzzle pieces together to see what tomorrow looks like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a big puzzle. And in previous episodes, I talked about how I had to go back and take some of those old puzzle pieces out that didn't quite fit the truth no more. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the truth. It wasn't the truth. I always thought it was true, but when I go back and look at it again, that wasn't the truth. This is the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I replaced those puzzle pieces with the truth. And it leads me to here today. And it's like, I don't want to be that same person that I was, and it ain't no way that nobody finna make me still be that same KasperGenius, the same person doing all that stuff that I was doing back then. Y'all can't make me what to do, as my grandbabies would say, you know what I'm saying? So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. Season 2, Episode 1, Jump by Crisscross. Now, yes, I'm going to be talking about, my journey as far as being a star, but most of it is just going to be on the scam in the entertainment business. The entertainment business is just one big scam, and I'm not a victim of the scamming because I'm one of the ones that caught it as it was going down before it could happen, type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like we gonna get to that on the other side of this thing. I'm gonna let Casper G give y'all the Jump by Crisscross. You know what I'm saying, man? It's been about 30 plus years listening to that. I had to go back and listen to it again. I kind of remember it, but you know what I'm saying, I had to go back and listen to it again. Yeah, but this was the card that came up, and I wanted to go back and talk about, some of my run-ins with Atlanta people and, the music industry, period. How, how the scams started early. And one of the first scams I found out was Crisscross wasn't writing their own music. You know what I'm saying? So they come out sounding like some grown folks, but it's like, man, I thought that, man, if I wrote this, you know what I'm saying, I wrote what I wrote for my first rap, you know what I'm saying, it was going to be able to compare to that without competing with them. I just knew that I was a child star too. I mean, I can write songs, so I started writing songs, but we're going to get to that on the other side of this thing, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning back in. Tell a friend to tell a friend that KasperGenius is back with Karaoke Oracle Season 2, and it's going down. I told y'all, man, ain't nobody gonna stop this but me. Ain't nobody gonna stop this but me. I stopped at 16. I stopped at episode 16 in season 1 because I was like, man, I'm gonna take a break. You know what I'm saying? So I started fasting, and after about 3 weeks of fasting, I said, you know what? That's gonna be the end of season 1. We ain't gonna have no conclusion to it. It's just gonna drop off right there. Season 1. We're gonna pick up season 2 before the year over with. Season 2 gonna be done. All right. So I'm gonna give you 2 verses in 1 year. So that was my first 16 bars. That's a whole verse. That's you know what I'm saying? Let's just say that's a chapter. The chapter verses. You know what I'm saying? That's season 1. Episode 1 through 16, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's chapter 1, verses 1 through 16. That, like, you know what I'm saying? I gave you 16 bars in that verse. What I'm trying to say, I gave you 16 bars in that verse, and it's going to be hopefully another 16 bars. But, you know what I'm saying, if I don't have enough cards for it, I got to order me some more lyrically correct cards. I had to go and look it up and see, man, is the 90s the only thing they got? 90s and 2000 hip-hop and R&B? Found out, no, I gotta do my research. They got a gospel one. I'm on here trying to do a Sabbath one and having to make up my own, knowing that they in there. I didn't even need them cards to know that Mary Mary was on there and Kirk Franklin was on there. You know what I'm saying? I just know the game. But I came to have a little more fun with y'all. It's the summertime. I know y'all see me sweating hot in the Mount Tampa, but yeah, it's going down. Now, don't be on here trying to start a mutiny. It's all love. I come in love. I come in peace. I come in harmony. Casper G. Let's give them that Crisscross Jump. 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 You should know that Crisscross is not having anything today as we stand here totally crossed out. We could Mr. make you jump, jump. The Mac Dad'll make you jump, jump. A Daddy Mac will make you jump, jump. Crisscross will make you jump, jump. Don't try to compare us to another bad little fad on the Mac, and I'm bad, giving you something that you never had. I make you bump, bump, wriggle, and shake your rump, cause I be kicking the flavor that make you wanna jump. How high? Real high, cause I'm just so fly. A young, lovable, huggable type of guy. And everything is to the back with a little slack, cause inside out is wiggity, wiggity, wiggity whack. I come thumping with pumping to keep you jumping. R&B, rapping bull crap is what I'm dumping. Ain't nothing soft about crisscross, we all that. So when they ask, do they rock, say believe that. Jump, jump, the Mac Dad'll make you jump, jump. A Daddy Mac'll make you jump, jump. Crisscross'll make you jump, jump. Jump. Jump, the Mac Dad'll make you jump, jump. A Daddy Mac'll make you jump, jump. Crisscross'll make you jump, jump. I like my stuff knocking. I love it when the girlies be like jocking. The DADDYMAC. Yeah, you know me. I got you jumping and pumping and moving all around, G. In the midst, I make them take a step back. They tried to step to the Mac, then they got jacked to the back. You be sporting the gears. That coincidental? Act like you know and don't be claiming that it's mental. Two little kids with a float you ain't never heard. Ain't nothing faking, you can understand every word. As you listen to my cool, smooth melody, the daddy makes you JUMP. Jump. Jump, the Mac Dad'll make you jump, jump. A Daddy Mac'll make you jump, jump. Crisscross'll make you jump, jump. Jump, jump. The Mac Dad'll make you jump, 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 jump. Crisscross'll make you jump, jump. Now, for melodies of this and that, is that crisscross ain't coming off whack. And for all y'all suckers that don't know, check it out. Some of them try to rhyme, but they can't rhyme like this. Both. Some of them try to rhyme, but they can't rhyme like this. Some of them try to rhyme, but they can't rhyme like this. Yo, some of them try to rhyme, but they can't. Cause I'm the miggity, 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 miggity Mac Daddy. But I'm the miggity, 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 miggity Mac. I'm the miggity, 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 miggity Mac Daddy. Yo, the miggity, 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 miggity Mac. I make you wanna jump, jump. The Mac Dad'll make you jump, jump. A Daddy Mac'll make you jump, jump. Crisscross'll make you jump, jump. Jump, jump. The Mac Dad'll make you jump, jump. A Daddy Mac'll make you jump, jump. Crisscross'll make you jump, jump. Jump, jump. The Mac Dad'll make you jump, jump. A Daddy Mac'll make you jump, jump. Crisscross'll make you jump, jump. Jump, jump. The Mac Dad'll make you jump, jump. A Daddy Mac'll make you jump, jump. Crisscross'll make you jump, jump. Believe that. Whoo, hey, is that how we gonna start season 2? Is this how season 2 gonna jump off? We gonna come in here with crisscross on them, huh? I ain't gonna lie, man. When I first heard Jump, I was excited for the kids, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, a year before Crisscross came out, I had heard another young group. They was called Another Bad Creation, ABC. And, Belle Biv DeVoe, BBD, Boys to Men, and ABC. ABC was their young group. What's crazy is ABC is from Atlanta and Crisscross is from Atlanta. So me hearing these kids with their flows, you know what I'm saying? Like Playground was one of my favorites. Aisha was one of my favorites. Then Crisscross came. They was like a little step up because they was, you know what I'm saying, like almost in high school, I think. The other kids was, middle school and elementary kids. ABC was on some 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it was brilliant. It was brilliant. I got scammed, though, thinking that, these kids was writing their own rhymes, you know what I'm saying? Nothing against the people that marketed that and sold that for what it was, because the writers end up getting the money anyway. Like, to this day, ABC ain't really got much money, but the song is still being played. To this day, Crisscross ain't got much money, but to this day, the songs are still played. So yes, shout out to Dallas Austin for introducing me to Crisscross. Man, I loved it. And so this is like early 90s, like 90, 91, 92. We was getting introduced to ABC Crisscross. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, my family got together one of them years, 90, 91, 92, somewhere in there. And my little cousins, they wanted to form a rap group. You know what I'm saying? I got a chance to hear their song and heard the name of the group, you know what I'm saying, like Double Trouble or something like that. And I was like, well, I'm not one of them type of kids, but I can get on this song. So I wrote my first song. So yes, my first song was a feature on in somebody else's group and on somebody else's song. My first song was a feature. My last song was a feature. So me being a 13-year-old kid, I sat down and listened to the song they had. It was called Nightmare. And I sat down and wrote a story about a nightmare. You know what I'm saying? At the end, I'm waking up out of the dream. You know what I'm saying? I still remember it to this day. Okay, so the hook was like nightmare, 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 nightmare. Walking through the hood with my blue jeans creased. I had a mean cane shirt and my hair was greased. I went to McDaffie's to get the cart. Plus, it was getting just a little too dark. I cranked up the cart, but the tank was on E. Rolling down doing donuts in the street. I didn't have no lights. I tried to avoid a crash. I turned the corner. Man, I got smashed. I woke up screaming, sweaty and hot. I saw my boy Daffy standing right on the spot. He was shaking me, and that's what awakened me, and that's how my story ends. About my worst nightmare, 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 nightmare. Yeah. And that was like the beginning of what would be later known as KasperGenius. That was the beginning of this KasperGenius story. I sat down and wrote that song, and what I was most impressed with was not how fast I wrote it, because I wrote it in about 20 minutes, but I learned every word and didn't need the paper, within another 20 minutes, you know what I'm saying? So, by the end of the night, I was jumping in there, just grabbing the mic and singing my little piece at the end of their song, you know what I'm saying? And, everybody excited, thinking, oh man, they they can probably do something with this. So, we'll fast forward about a year later. One of my cousins was already back in California, but my other cousin still lived here in Texas. So in the summertime, I'm down visiting him for the summer. I stayed there for about a month, and we just kept trying to come up with songs, but our main focus was just trying to get Nightmare recorded. So we went and found Too Short, The Ghetto. We had Too Short, The Ghetto instrumental playing behind Nightmare. It was one of them Too Short songs, but I think it was The Ghetto. If not, it was Life Is Too Short. But that ended up getting in the hands of somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody, you know what I'm saying? So we get our tape played to somebody over in Atlanta. That's like my first encounter with people in Atlanta and people in the music business, period. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just how it go. Now, you know what I'm saying? I really wasn't trying to be a rapper per se. I just knew that I was a student of the game anyway. Like I watched so many videos and listened to the radio so much all day, every day. Not just hip hop. I'm talking all day is some kind of radio on somewhere that I am. And I actually pay attention to all the music because I know that this is where I'm getting my messages and my signs without knowing it back then. You know what I'm saying? I just knew that I was learning these songs for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can't say that we had a name of a crew when I started rapping with my little kinfolk, but he was always on it, you know what I'm saying? On a solo mission, doing everything himself. He was making the beats. He was recording it himself, writing his own rhymes, you know what I'm saying? We look up and he got like 10 pages worth of rhymes because he didn't fit so many words in there. But he didn't had to write the words so big. It was like, you know what I'm saying? His 16 bars looked like a little pamphlet almost. But he used to go in. And he always inspired us to want to do music. You know what I'm saying? So there, that was like my first time. Like anytime he had something going, when I came back into town, he would let me know, hey man, I want you to get on this. And I'd say, all right, bet. Or I was ghostwriting for my younger cousins who only like 10, 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? But it was just so much love from the jump. It was just real easy. We'll fast forward to 98. Around 98, that was like my first time really coming into my own as far as a name for myself. Like when I first started, it was like, you know, I was Kool-Aid. In high school, they changed my name to Cheesy. Ever since elementary school, like I was Davy Crockett in the Davy Crockett play. I was Davy Crockett in the school play, the lead character. And from then on, kids only knew me as Davy Crockett until I reinvented myself. You know what I'm saying? I had another name, you know what I'm saying? Once I pledged Kappa Alpha Psi, which, you know what I'm saying, it's like I had to take a step back from that as well because, you know, in today's time, it's like God ain't happy with all of that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? I was going to tell y'all that, man, I'm a Greek god when, nah, I don't even want to be a Greek god. I just got to leave it all alone. But in 98, when I came back home, it was like my little cousin was dropping some of his first little solo mixtapes. And my name went from being a little psychedelic to King Klon, King Clone. I was Kasper, Lucky, OG, and Noop. You know what I'm saying? That was me, but Kasper ended up sticking because that was me all in one. That was all of them in one. Kasper was the name that I basically gave myself, you know, listening to Tupac. Tupac was like, you can't see me. And I was like, damn, that's me, Kasper. You hoes can't see me. Y'all can't see me. Can't nobody. And I just felt like couldn't nobody fuck with me or whatever I had going. Whenever I was doing whatever I was doing, not just music. It's like whatever I'm doing, I feel like I put my all into it to where it's almost just too perfect most of the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Kasper is one of them perfectionists who feel like, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna do it if it ain't all the way right. Like Kasper would have cared about, you know, up in here hot and sweaty, just like he was cold in the first 2 episodes of season 1. Man, this season 2. And you know I'm in Texas, so it's 100 degrees outside. It's gonna be 100 degrees inside till this AC start kicking in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it's all love. But yeah, I turned into Kasper, and I was one of them people that used to spell it out all the time just so people would know it's Kasper with a K. You know what I'm saying? So I would, you know what I'm saying, I always say Kasper to the Ghost. I was Kasper the Ghost. And eventually it ended up just being Casper G. I changed that ghost to the great, and I changed the great to the genius. Casper the ghost, Casper the great, and then it's just KasperGenius. You know what I'm saying? But that's my backstory on how I got the name KasperGenius. Not because I'm the friendly ghost, not because I'm a white dude. You know what I'm saying? People get that mistaken when a ghost is a spirit, and I'm a spirit in this shell of a body. You know what I'm saying? That's like the bottom line. But 98, my little cousin dropped a song, and I was featured on a lot of his stuff. Pretty soon, some people around the neighborhood started hearing these songs, and they would want me to come and be featured on their songs. So I started working with a lot of other people around the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, once I get a name for myself, it's like the whole community is coming, man. I want to do a song with Casper G. All right, bet. I ended up doing a song with most of the artists in the neighborhood. Anybody that's over the age of 30, I'm gonna say 35. Any artist over the age of 35, I more than likely worked with them. You know what I'm saying? It got to a point where, you know, I didn't want to do features with nobody no more. And my kinfolk, who I've always done music with, he was always doing his own thing. And, you know, so I wanted to do my thing. So I came up with another little crew. But we were still all together. He still in our crew, we all still in his crew. Anytime he do songs, albums, concerts, we there. Anytime we do songs, albums, concerts, he there. You know what I'm saying? It's like when 2000 came, we was working on a movie called The Killer. 2001, The Killer came out. By 2002 and 2003, I was working on Time to Get Focused. You know what I'm saying? 2004, well, no, 2001. Go back to 2001. Somebody actually heard my CD that I had put out. You know what I'm saying? I called it Ripping and Running, and all of my kinfolk was on it, and we all each had a solo song. So Ripping and Running, like 2001 came out, and there was some people that called me like, hey man, we want to shoot a video to these two songs. So like, all right, bet. They come over, they shoot the video to the two songs, and they interview us, and the show and the videos ended up being on the local cable network. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know where they be having the little city council meetings at on that channel that ain't too many people watching. Well, at nighttime and like early Saturdays, a couple of people had slots on this cable TV show. You know what I'm saying? So this like 2001. We got a chance to be interviewed by those people. And then by 2003, 2004, there was another guy who had his own show, but he was actually bringing the local artists in. You know what I'm saying? We would go to his house, we sit down and have an interview and just talk about music, movies. You know what I'm saying? We let him know that we had The Killer ready, and he actually aired The Killer on the local cable network. You know what I'm saying? He liked what I was doing so much that he kind of offered me a position on his show. Like, hey man, can you come and co-host with me? And you know, I ain't have a problem with it. I ain't got a problem with nobody and whatever they into. But you know what I'm saying, when it comes to this music and TV shows and just being a all around entertainer, oh man, I'm with it. I can do that. So yes, I got with him. His name is Donnell Ballard. Yes, Donnell Ballard Show. I was doing the Donnell Ballard Show. You know what I'm saying? Twisted Black came on there a couple of times. We went to a couple of concerts. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy Terry Price started out there as just the cameraman. So he got a little piece of what it's like to be, featured on the television or just doing your own show, just the background. You know what I'm saying? He started out as the cameraman on the Donnell Ballard Show. I was the co-host. And after like 2 episodes, DJ Dre started DJing on the show. So the show was getting live. And then, you know how it is. You know how it is. When ain't nobody making no money, it's like it's almost for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no way for us to charge nobody or make no money off of it. So, after about a year, I had to back off of it. You know what I'm saying? By 2008, I was linking up with somebody else who wanted to do some music. I'm still doing my thing. As far as music, but I ended up linking with somebody else who, wanted to do some music with me. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to do an album though. You know what I'm saying? That album never came to fruition, but I still never gave up. I dropped 10 Years of Fire, 2010, Free Melanin 2. I dropped a couple of Underground Raw mixtapes where I'm featuring all the artists in Texas. Free mixtape you can go download at audiomac.com. You know what I'm saying? And other than that, I just been getting my son and my daughter ready for this spotlight because it's on them. It was on them before they went and realized that, man, the spotlight is on me. Like everybody they recognize you like they gonna recognize me wherever I go. Y'all stars. We stars. Like, man, I never lived like I was a star, but anywhere I go, it's like, they don't roll out the red carpet for me, but it's like, man, people be expecting you to either sing or rap right there on the spot. And, I never was much of a freestyler. I used to write a lot. And I used to remember what I wrote. So by the time I get either to a booth or in the middle of a freestyle session, I got like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rhymes, bars, verses, whole songs wrote that, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody heard this yet. I'm going to spit it to them right there. I never was much of a freestyler. I just organized my rhymes, to the point where I be ready before you press record. You know what I'm saying? You let me hear the beat. Oh, okay. Okay. I got some rhymes somewhere. I had 4 bars over here on this page. Okay, I can use that and use these 4 bars. Let me use this other 4 bars. Now I got 12 bars that I can just slide at the end of a song somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what I've been on. Like yes, it's all love and we are stars, but before I could even make it all the way up here, I was getting introduced to scammers. It was scamming, a whole lot of scams in between that 98 all the way up to 2018. Scams from 98 to 2018, a whole 20-year period where I'm just, having to fight with these spells that people be trying to put on you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me take you back. Now, in 99, when I came home, my family was being introduced to the first scammer that they ever met. Now I had been scammed already a couple of times just being in college. You know what I'm saying? You know how people be trying to tell you, hey, you need to work and make some extra money, but they don't want you to go and work a job. They want you to come and work this pyramid scheme. So I got introduced to pyramid schemes way back in 97. You know what I'm saying? By 99, I was up on all that. Like, nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't trying that. We ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? I had to tell my people this. But at the same time, it's like I still couldn't control who knew who or who did what with who. You know what I'm saying? I never tried to. I just tried to control me and my circle. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't doing this, you ain't in this circle. You know what I'm saying? 99 came and we met this cat. Let's call him Omar. Omar was from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Omar was one of them people that gambled all day. Like, no matter what he doing, he gambling. If we shooting dice, he gambling. If he playing cards, he gambling. No matter what card game it is. And he would go throughout the neighborhood and be done won a few $100, and then he gonna come and chill at my grandmama's house. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, people around the neighborhood start finding out, oh man, this is a con artist. This is a scammer. This dude is crooked type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the seats started getting a little too hot for Omar. But at the same time, we couldn't see it because, you know what I'm saying, somebody come around with some money. Oh man, it's like, man, I'm one of them people that tried to get him to invest in a couple of ideas that I had. You know what I'm saying? While I was helping him as well with some of his ideas, you know what I'm saying, all the way up until I found out he was a scammer. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know he was a scammer until, shit, he had already got a couple of people in the family for about 20, 30,000, you know what I'm saying? Probably even more than that, but that's just one of them numbers that, you know what I'm saying, that I got to throw out there because I know for sure it was at least 20,000. Could have been upwards of 50,000 just in the 1 year that we knew this dude. So 2000 come around and he had wrote a hot check for me at the school. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to get a detail shop. He never got it up and running, but I was working with him trying to get this detail shop up and running. And he ended up writing a hot check to the school. I had to drop out of school. I never told nobody this. I had to drop out of school. So right after that, he flew me to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I probably only had a couple $100 in my pocket. But I get all the way to Atlanta. He was like, here, man, you're going to meet this dude named Eric. And he going to take you from the airport to the hotel, then to the studio, back to the hotel. You know what I'm saying? The next day you'll be able to go to the mall and whatnot, and then he'll see you again later on. So I had 2 sessions hooked up with Eric, and it was like from the time I touched down in Atlanta, I just didn't have a good feeling about the whole trip. You know what I'm saying? For one, I get in there and the dude, he ain't pulling no beats up for me. He just want to hear what I want to hear. Like, hold on, like, I'm not the producer. I don't make my own beats like that. I'm just a writer. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, man, I know you got something hot in here that you ain't let nobody else hear. Nah, I had to make the beat up on my own, beating on something and humming and blowing whistles at everything on my own off the muscle. And that was kind of disappointing to me to the point where, shit, I got back to the hotel that night after the first session. And, you know what I'm saying, I laid the hook and laid the verse. Man, I went back to the house and wrote one of my most potent rhymes to this day. Way back in the day, way back in 2000, I wrote something that was hot. Because by the time I got back to the studio, he was like, man, you just wrote that? I'm like, yeah. I went back to the house and, you know what I'm saying, smoked me one and come back and shit. I was ready. I was good to go. He liked it, but his main thing was, oh man, I got some cats. I got some cats around the corner that'll eat that up. Yes, of course they will, because yes, of course they gonna eat that up, because I know you ain't in here giving me 100%, so I can't give you 100%. It's like, shit, if you ain't trying, what the hell am I in here doing? Trying like a motherfucker for, if you already know that this ain't what it is. This dude just got me away from Fort Worth so he can do what he needed to do back home while I was gone to Atlanta. And all that was I knew, I found out he was a real deal con artist scammer when I got back to the house. I was like, man, what was that? Like this and that. Oh man, he swerved that and started talking about something else. And so I told him, hey man, my family is getting ready to go on this trip. We're getting ready to go on this trip, man, and we got like 20 people already lined up. It's gonna cost us this much. He was like, oh man, I can get you that trip for a little bit less than that. You know what I'm saying? It was about $100 less, but it was still, you know what I'm saying, up there. I want to say about $350 a person. And he was like, yeah, I can get y'all about, you know what I'm saying, I can get y'all on this cruise. And man, the cruise was amazing. But the whole trip itself, it was all faulty all the way in there. Like bus ride took 24 hours getting there, 24 hours coming back. To this day, the bus drivers ain't even been paid. You know what I'm saying? And man, it was just all kind of money that had to be exchanged. You know what I'm saying? In the meantime, in between time, like this con artist Omar came through and kind of put a riff in the whole family dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a big family. Like, one of my uncles lost a gang of money. Omar's girlfriend, who was my cousin, she turned him on to her mama and stepdaddy, and stepdaddy ended up being out of some money. You know what I'm saying? Just a whole lot of bad luck and bad karma was coming to the family just for meeting Omar and not catching the signs. You know what I'm saying? It was like he talked a great game. He was slick with everything. But, you know, it's like some people you just, man, I thought I was going to have to do something to that dude. And I ain't even that type of person. But I had to threaten him just to get him out of my grandmother's house. Like he ain't the only person I had to threaten to get away from us. But it's like, man, after that feeling that I had, I didn't want to have that feeling no more. Like, dang, what made me almost snap and say, man, you know what? No more. But it's all love. Man, how y'all feeling about season 2, episode 1? Y'all be watching out for them scammers. It be people just in the comments, and you know what I'm saying? Somebody might email you something. Man, I got scammed just on Cash App. I'm still out of $400 messing with Cash App. You know what I'm saying? But it's all love. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no animosity against nothing and nobody. But I know that everybody don't like me. Everybody don't love me. And I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my own mission. Yeah, it's hot in Texas, but it's all good. I'm finna go kick this AC up to high. Get some of this sweat out for me. And man, we'll catch y'all on this next go round. Much love, much peace, much respect.